Take a walk through the French Quarter. Everything you see, the gas lanterns, the iron balconies, it's all protected by the Vieux Carré Commission. The VCC is the watchdog of the French Quarter, preserving the character of the historic neighborhood.
It's done through a regulatory process that involves applications and issuance of permits for approved work and, on occasion, citing violations and getting those things corrected.
The city-run agency helps keep the French Quarter alive, but the VCC also receives added help and support too.
There's probably no more important organization in the city of New Orleans and in the history of the city than the Vieux Carré Commission.
Daryl Berger is the founding member of the Friends of the VCC. The group is hosting a fundraiser gala Wednesday night at Antoine's with proceeds benefiting the Vieux Carré Commission.
Jeremy Davenport will be entertaining. There'll be a live auction of some terrific paintings and other works of art, and there are 10 of our most renowned restaurants in the Vieux Carré that will be providing food and beverage.
A tasty way to enjoy the French Quarter while helping out the group whose mission is to maintain its historic beauty.
Blue Angels are quite a trademark. We're the oldest flight demonstration squadron, the official Navy flight demonstration squadron. So what we do is we represent over 540,000 sailors and Marines, forward deployed worldwide as that global force for good. Now, most people don't necessarily get to see their men and women in uniform in action on a day-to-day basis. So what we do is we take a little bit of that pride and professionalism that's found in the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps and bring it to people here via the air show. Saturday is going to be a great time, but we're going to be putting on an air show demonstrating. They're going to be flying just refinements of skills that the fleet aviators are taught: formation flying, high performance flying, our diamond formation out there, which is 1 through 4. You'll all see our solos 5 and 6, and then as a closer they'll come together and they'll do some formation maneuvers in what they call the Delta, which is that 6-ship formation.
Being physically fit and being in law enforcement, those two go hand in hand. The foundation of our team was built 14 years ago with Captain Thomas Tuggle and John Perkins. Captain Tuggle built the team and the program where it is, and we're just lucky enough and blessed enough to come in behind them and represent the Highway Patrol. We're not looking or promote necessarily the best looking body in the world. We're just looking for fit. Fitness in law enforcement is very important. We've seen too often where a law enforcement officer has a physical encounter with a suspect. He manages to subdue the suspect, but he dies of a heart attack after the encounter. If your partner is 100 yards inside of a wood line screaming for help, we want you to be able to get to him in a timely manner to possibly save his life. If you're just totally out of shape, you know, delay that time frame that you may be able to get to him. Seconds matter in our profession. I've had people from several states call and say, we want to get an understanding of how you guys train. How do you build passion, where the passion comes from to motivate your guys to train? And they've already started implementing a physical fitness program within their agency. So I'm glad that Mississippi has taken a lead on that. And, you know, it feels good to be first.
Some call it quirky.
It's a series of drawing machines, and they work off of a motor.
Others call it art. The technological terrarium exhibition is hard to explain.
This is so funny.
So I'll leave it to the artists.
I thought it would be fun to take a video feed and then replace the viewer's face with my own face.
And this is only the beginning.
We have these feathers that when you blow, you make a connection and sound comes out the speaker.
There's even a projector image that follows you around the room.
Projecting it only allows you to project it in 2 dimensions, and so I wanted to be able to make up for that loss of the 3rd dimension by having your relative location to it change how you see it.
And a skeleton on a door.
It's a webcam, actually.
That watches you.
How'd you come up with this idea?
I just like to make skeletons.
We'll just leave it at that. A creative concoction of technology, machinery, and art.
This is our first year doing the Navy diving exhibit.
We have one of our own Navy divers. When I say our own, I say one of our divers from Navy Recruiting District, New Orleans. His name is Petty Officer Todd Curlin.
Been diving for about 12 years now. Petty Officer Curlin is actually from Houma, Louisiana. He's lived all over the world, dived all over the world. He's glad to be back here in New Orleans. There's a bunch of different programs. Navy diving is just one of them. Here we're just creating that awareness today.
They dive in every type of temperature, whether it be underneath an iceberg, whether it be underneath ships, whether there's something that needs to be salvaged underwater. It can be hazardous, but Navy divers are trained physically. They have a very rigorous physical fitness program. The Audubon Aquarium today was very gracious in allowing us to come out here and be their guests, and particularly have one of our Navy divers here in the tank feeding the fish and interacting with some of the children here at Audubon Aquarium.
We are here to honor all of the veterans that are buried in our cemetery here. The Chalmette National Cemetery has veterans from both World Wars, dating back to the Civil War, veterans from our own Battle of New Orleans, War of 1812.
We have done some national research that shows that only 2 in 10 Americans really remember anymore what the real meaning of Memorial Day is. But really is a day to pay tribute to the sacrifice of those who have fallen in all our wars. And we're trying to draw attention to that nationwide.
It's a way for us to honor certainly our veterans that in the past have made the ultimate sacrifice for us here in the country, but also to remember that there are veterans today involved around the world that we also would like to honor for their service.
I don't think there's any way you can pay too much tribute to those people who've given their lives. I think you need to recognize also the spouses, the children, the grandchildren who grew up without a father or a grandfather as a result. So there's a loss to their lives. So you're paying tribute to those who have fallen and sacrificed, but also to the family members themselves from all wars, including those recent wars in Iraq and Afghanistan.
I've seen some tears today. I've seen a lot of hugs. I've seen a lot of veterans reaching out to some of the younger generations, like the Boy Scouts and some of the young children here. So, and veterans saying thanks to people for coming out and honoring them in service,